Hello, Women of the Channel Leadership Network. I'm Jackie Rives, your community leader, and welcome to another Woman of the Week. I'm pretty excited that I get to introduce you to one of my teammates, Jamie Cuffe, event program manager for the channel company. Hi, Jamie. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi, Jackie. I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you so much for having me today.
Yes, I'm so excited. Jamie's been diving into the Women of the Channel Leadership Network. She also ran our inaugural Women of the Year Awards Gala. So I'm really excited for our community members to get to know you today.
Awesome. Well, thanks for the opportunity.
Yes. So let's dive in. Where do you live and where did you grow up if that's different?
Florida. So I live in Florida. I currently live in Tampa. And then I actually grew up in a little town called Brooksville that was about an hour north of here. But I have lived in other places. I've lived in New York. I've lived in Atlanta. So some different things, but I'm in Tampa and I love, it's a great city. It's really fun.
Awesome. All right. What is a little known fact about you that you're willing to share with all of us?
Well, I will say I have some fun facts that I can pull out of my hat sometimes that are always a good story. But my most fun, I think, is many years ago, I used to play Snow White at Walt Disney World. So,
I did not know that.
and so hold on. Let me see if I can pull her out. Oh my goodness, how are you? Oh, that's embarrassing. Okay.
I love it. No, I'm so excited about that. I just learned something that is unique. I love it.
So yeah, so it's fun. It's pretty fun. It's fun.
That's awesome. All right. Tell us a little about your career path and how you reached the position you're in today.
Sure. Well, I kind of came about my path in maybe an unusual way. I actually went to school and graduated with a musical theater degree. So you might notice I'm a little bit of a Broadway fan, and I still am. But it started and with that. But over the years, I trying to do that professionally, and it was just not for me. But I kind of, I always had an interest in events. And I, was working when I was working at Walt Disney World. I was there for 8 years and I had several jobs as you were there, which was one of the neat things about working for that company. But my final role, I actually worked in our the wedding and events department, and I had started, working at the wedding pavilion. So after I left that, again, always had a passion for events. After I left that, I kind of, made my way on my events journey. I worked in hotels as a catering conference service manager. For a while, I had my own wedding and event planning business, and I was a corporate event planner. So I've kind of been on all sides, which gives me a unique perspective when planning events. And I think it's really beneficial for everyone. And for me too, I kind of look at the events as theatrical to a degree because you're producing this event. You're starting, with all the beginnings and rehearsing and then, building that event. So it's kind of been an interesting trajectory to what my interests were and how it's parlayed into my professional career. But most recently, prior to this role, I worked as an event planner and then a senior event planner at Tech Data, which ultimately, after the merger with TD Synnex. So I've been in the channel for over 10 years. So I'm, maybe a little interesting path, but it's worked well. And I really enjoy what I do and I have a passion for it. And I still, yeah.
I love it. I mean, I knew some of your path, like your career path, but I did not know all of that. So I always love these interviews because you're so surprised when you get to, find out more
Awesome.
about people. So that's very cool. I love it. Okay. How do you differentiate yourself?
Well, I think one thing that is a strong feature of mine, and that gets me through lots of situations, whether personal or professional, is my positivity. I kind of was raised to be a positive person. Everyone's handed a different card depending on, again, personal or professional, and it's all how you react and how you handle. And for me, having positivity and a smile, I feel like has gone my way in so many ways. And it's really helped, just to kind of, look at the positive and, go from there. So I think for me, that's, something that differentiates me. And like you said, the bubbly personality.
Yes.
And
Yes. No, I mean, you can't go wrong with having a positive outlook. And, sometimes I just, tell my kids, like, you can't change what just happened. So all
yeah,
you can do is control how you're going to
yeah.
respond to
Well,
it.
and
So,
it's not always easy. There's
no, it is definitely not. I'm not making it sound easy because I even I struggle too.
yeah,
But like,
for sure.
yes, but that is
Mhm.
a very good quality to have. And I can't say, as I listen to you answer that, I'm like, she's always smiling and laughing and just loving life. So I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I know sometimes
Okay,
it surprises people who think, everything's sunshine and rainbows. And it's like, no, actually, there's stuff. But again, it's just
it's
all
a
how you,
choice.
it is absolutely a choice. Yeah,
Hmm.
it is.
Okay, well, kind of balance that out. Have you ever encountered a negative work experience? And if so, how did you overcome that challenge?
Yes, I did. Um, so this is no disrespect to any former leaders, but I did have a situation that was very challenging at the time. I have always been a very, again, outgoing, bubbly, little boisterous, fun, silly. In high school, I was wearing striped tights and I was called Beetlejuice. I've always been sort of that outgoing, little kooky me. Um, and I was up for promotion and it ended up not working out. And that's at the timing, it didn't work out. But the feedback I was given was that I was a little too quirky. And
Hmm.
I mean, I guess there could be worse things they could have said, but it really stung personally.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't think it was meant that way. I think it was a flippant comment. And honestly, she probably has no idea. Of course, she's probably watching this now and we'll have a conversation about it. But it was because we're still friends to this day. But at the time, it was very hard. And I felt like I don't fit in this box. I don't want to fit in this box. Um, but I felt not good enough and perceived as like, oh, well, maybe it's just a little too. And so for a long time, I really kind of struggled with it and it kind of became a little
Mm-hmm.
bit of a joke, but it kind of hurt a little bit. And
Yeah.
then over time, you know, I kind of just still embraced the quirky self that I am. And come to be, then it sort of became expected of me. So, Jamie, I mean, I am loud. I have a very loud laugh. If you guys meet me on site an event, you'll hear me down the hall. I'm likely wearing bright colors. I likely have a little pink in my hair. And I
Yeah.
definitely have rhinestone sneakers on. And I've got
Yep.
to the point where people ask, what color am I wearing today? So I've really embraced that quirkiness. For me, there's something that the things that make you different make you stronger, or things like that. And
Yeah.
um, yeah, and it's definitely a personal growth thing. And again, I'm sure it was just a simple comment, but it really kind of changed me. And I am happy and proud to be quirky. So
As you should be. As you should be. Sometimes we forget how much power our words have.
literally.
Someone gave me some very good advice one day.
Mhm.
And it was, be open to listening to feedback.
Mhm.
How you choose to accept or not is up to you. Because just because someone feels that way or tells
Mhm.
you this is their perception, that is not necessarily reality. So I'm glad that you found a way to embrace whatever word we want to describe your positive, bold, and always welcoming personality.
Well, thank you. And that's amazing advice that someone gave you. So, but words do have power, and
They
it's
do.
a matter of how you, again, same thing, how you let it affect you. And it affected me for a while, but I feel very
We're
like,
human. That's
yeah,
what we do.
yes, it kind of feels empowering now. So,
Yes, as it should. All right. Well, I think we have time for one more. And this is just going to be me wanting to know, because I'm curious.
mhm.
What is your favorite thing about events?
There's so many things that I love about events. I love, um, you know, the conversations, the building relationships with attendees and vendors and partners. But like I mentioned, for me, seeing the beginning of the event and seeing it through fruition and seeing essentially that baby born, it's so thrilling to take an idea and then to see it come alive. And it's really fulfilling. And I will say, one thing that was a super special moment to me recently is, like you mentioned, that the CRN inaugural Women of the Year Awards. And wow, what a cool event that was to put on. And if I could have something, walking into this relatively, a new role, and then to be told we're doing this event in New York City at the Plaza in the most beautiful ballroom, and we want to hire Broadway talent. My
Yes.
God, this was made for me. Like, it was just perfectly a dream come true. And I found a moment as I was watching the girls perform on the stage and looking at the audience where I teared up a little. And I'm like, this is
As you
magic.
should. You should be
And
very proud of that event.
it really was fulfilling and made my heart whole. And it just, I really, really enjoy what I do. And I feel fortunate to do it.
And that was very clear. Yeah, she was walking around with a binder that was like this thick at the end of the night. And I said, please, Jamie, put it down. Celebrate. You crushed it.
Yes, notating, of course, she has a pink sparkly binder.
I would not expect anything less. Jamie, thank you so much for spending time with me today and allowing me to get to know you a little bit better and all of our community members. We're so grateful that we got to celebrate you as our Woman of the Week this week.
Thank you. Thank you. This was so fun. And I really appreciate the time. And we really just thank you so much.
Absolutely. All right, community members, please, 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 please do me a favor and give Jamie shout outs. Make her feel as welcomed as I know you will. She is going to be another voice in this community. Our Woman of the Channel community, you will see her. So just give her shout outs, high fives, and all the things. So until next time, happy Wednesday.